Hey all, it's Ian Carlos Crawford here. I have a little update about the podcast. I know I said we would be doing heated rivalry coverage alongside Angel Season 4 coverage. Unfortunately, that is just no longer doable. With the new semester starting, I'm teaching 3 courses, and also having the Patreon recordings of Buffy Season 5 25th anniversary ones, planning the heated rivalry coverage, poor Ashley editing all of these episodes. It's a lot, and I think both of us could use a little less of a workload. We will get back to Angel Season 4 as soon as the heated rivalry coverage has ended. Just wanted to let you all know. So this episode, Orpheus, will be the last for the time being until heated rivalry coverage ends. I apologize. Don't mean to let my babies down. I just need a little bit of a break. The Faith arc, for me, is the best part of Angel Season 4. So, we'll get back to the Cordelia giving birth and birthing Jasmine plot in 5-ish weeks. Those will start dropping again. We'll kind of close out the season. But yes, I apologize for the delay on those, and enjoy this episode because me bullying Zach into coming on for the Faith arc was a lot of fun. And I like talking this arc, and it's a good arc, and it's the best arc of the season. But yeah, enjoy.
Welcome to Slayerfest 98. My name is Zachary Patton Garcia.
I'm Ian Carlos Crawford.
I'm Philip Ellis.
And I'm Jamie Jirak, and we are here talking Angel, Season 4, Episode 15, Orpheus.
We've ended the Faith arc. We're here. The season does not get better from here on out.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Nothing about it.
The show does in Season 5. I think you will like Season 5. I'm going to make you do
Well, I follow Faith from here straight to Buffy, so, that's where I get off.
This was a nice little arc in the middle of kind of caca, but what do we think of this episode overall, revisiting it? 2 of you visited it out of context, so I'm curious. Jamie, you go first, because Jamie, this episode in particular, a lot of people said they wanted the Faith arc, but Jamie, you specifically wanted Orpheus.
Orpheus is one of my favorite episodes of the whole series. And it's really because Willow and Fred flirt for 2 seconds. Literally, I'm not a fan fiction person, so I've never written it down, but my dream is to write a comic that is Willow and Fred both getting together and then becoming Illyria and Dark Willow and wreaking havoc together while having sex with each other. That's my dream.
I like that it's sexy but bleak.
Yeah. Dark and sexy. But there's so much good in this episode. I mean, Faith, Willow getting to see everybody. It is obviously all dampened by the Cordelia Connor stuff. That sucks. Every time they're on screen, I want to scream. It's so upsetting that we get a Cordelia and Willow reunion, and it's the only one we're ever gonna get besides that one phone call we got in an earlier season, and so that all sucks. But I love going through Angel's silly little memories through time. Everything about this episode I just really dig. But I will say I was bummed I didn't get the chance to watch the other Faith episodes first, because the way where it picks up, I'm like, oh shit, I wish I could have had time. But I love it. I'm a big fan. Also, I'm not alone, because I looked at IMDb, and this is the highest rated episode of the season on IMDb by a significant amount.
That's not surprising. Of the season.
Yeah.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, of the seseason.
Philip, what do you think?
So I 100% agree with Jamie. The Willow and Fred stuff. I've said this, I remember saying this when the show was originally airing. I was like, Fred was the Tara of Angel. She was the incredibly sweet, more vulnerable, character that you want to protect. And so I understand you can get why Willow and Fred would really hit it off. And so and basically it's sort of the best thing about these episodes is also the weakness of these episodes, which is we are doing so little with our actual characters. We need to bring in bad bitches from the other show. So we're bringing in Faith. We're bringing in Willow. Next week, we're going to have Gwen back because the Cordelia and Fred storylines are just so nothing. But yeah, I loved sort of jumping in having not watched Salvage and Release prior to this, and I was like, oh yeah, because I just remembered there being these huge SmackDown fights, and obviously that's in the previous two episodes, and this is like. Obviously there's an action scene because it's Angel, but it's a lot more like metaphysical, and the internal is a lot more. The struggle is a lot more internal, and I found that kind of like an interesting way to wrap up an arc that has been so explosive.
As a writer, though, I'm curious, did it work for you, like, out of context still?
Mostly yes, and I think what worked for me was the acting. But I have a note where I was like, I love all the character stuff. I hate all the plot stuff.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Zach, what did you think of this episode overall?
Oh, goodness. Well, I hate coming on here and always being the one who says I hate Angel, but I hate Angel and I hate his flashbacks and I hate his wigs.
Lestat would never. You live for 200 years. And you literally have two haircuts. It's short back and sides, or it's the one worst wig.
It's so
and
bad.
the wig, it's like a pile carpet wig too. It's like really tall for some reason. I don't know. It's just such a nothing complaint, but I mean overall it's great. We've got I when you told me last week that Faith, because I haven't seen this episode in so long. Last week when you told me that Faith was like in a coma for most of the episode, I was worried that she was in a coma for most of the episode and we didn't like actually see her. So I'm glad we got to see her throughout of it. And then yes, all the Faith and Willow stuff. Man, that should have been explored a lot more. I don't know. We could have had a really nice crossover with all of that.
Wait, you mean Fred and Willow?
Fred and Willow. Fred and Willow. Yes.
They have really good chemistry.
Like a lot better than I ever. I don't know. I guess I just never picked up on it back then. But like, I don't know. I was feeling a little hot. So.
I think it's just again, it's an injection of like effervescence that the show has like sorely needed. Mm-hmm. And like, oh, what if there was a woman who was good at what she did?
What if there was a woman?
She is a lot like Tara, though. So, like, I do wonder. I guess it's a little better to see Willow explore another kind of relationship with somebody who's, a potential Slayer, and not her just chasing, a quieter, sweeter type.
I like that. When I love watching Wesley watch Fred and Willow, because it's him watching his real life partner and his like the woman he's in love with on the show, and I feel like it kind of comes through like that because it's like I
had the question: are they together by this point?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, they are.
I know, right? It's like he's like, wait a minute, do I like this? Like both the actor and the character. Like,
there's a lot of layers happening there.
So yeah, no, I enjoy this episode. It's weird because it's like you mentioned, Philip. We have such big action sequences in the previous two. This one has action, but they're not, even though it's like cool magic, they're not as like big fighty fights. Fate doesn't get to do that much, but I do like her, as Angelus calls her, the Jacob Marley in his like dream.
It's one of the things that's frustrating about Faith only ever getting these really brief appearances is like, we've known her as the bad girl who does the high kicks and is like all in her body. And it's like, oh yeah, like let's get a little bit more into like Faith's mind. And I know that in the comics, I think she goes on to kind of be like a social worker for Slayers gone bad, and you sort of start to see the origins of this here, where it's like, oh, she is like she's Angelus's conscience in this episode. She's, he calls her Marley's ghost, which I thought was great. And it's it's like here's a really dynamic character, and we're seeing her being used in a different way. And I just always wish that we'd got a little bit more of her.
And I think she's good as just like being shitty, like just like shitty commentary. Like I do think Eliza Dushku. I don't know that like if we had never seen this, I might have been like, I don't know that Faith would be good for that, but she does work really well in that position, I think.
I've always loved her and Angel's dynamic in that way. Yeah. Like they understand each other in a way that like that other people can't.
So the episode opens where we ended last episode. Angel has bitten Faith, but we get a quick little, she injected her. Wait, Jamie, do you have is that the Giles mug?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have
I love that.
And it's got a red interior too, which is cute.
I love that. Faith injected herself with some poison. Zach, I couldn't even remember. Have we seen that poison before?
I don't think we saw that. Right? Because I have that down there. Okay. It's just one of those things of the episode.
Because like we just recorded for this, and I was like, I don't remember if this is
No, and
brought
it's
up.
like bright blue too, so I feel like I would have remembered it.
I think it's meant to be a reveal. I think that's kind of the point.
I mean,
it's hinted that when they were in that drug den, I don't know, like there's that whole scene where they've got like the junkie lady, like they raided her stash and they got it. Like, I guess.
yeah, sure. I at least appreciate the fact that if Faith didn't get her ass kicked, it's for a reason. Like, I appreciate that, like, that was her plan. Like, she had injected herself. That's why she wasn't fighting that good. I just wish we could have seen her fully kick Angelus'
We don't
ass.
in this entire arc. Like, she doesn't really get her faith, the faith that we know that she is, right?
Yeah,
And I kept
yeah.
waiting for it for all 3 episodes. I'm like, well, you know, she's been in prison. She's got some, you know, pent up energy, but also she's got to come back. She's got to come back to it, right? It takes her a little bit of a learning curve again. And but no, that just never really happens. We get like a little Connor kick ass, but I don't think that counts.
Oh, I don't know. I think that everyone
do
who
like
worked
it.
on the show really enjoyed that scene.
Well, yes,
did
very,
how
very
it is.
enjoyable. But I wanted her to kick Angel's ass, like to good heaven.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ian. I appreciate that they they reveal she let him beat her on purpose, and she even says like my alarmingly simple ruse, like you fell for like a really obvious trap. But it's like, oh yeah, it would have been nice to see her just like knock him out once.
But also, I will say, I think from like the writer point of view with her arc, it makes sense that like her big thing for defeating someone when coming back is not violence.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, it's like she was so violent before,
Yeah.
and now it's like she'll defeat him without using violence, and that's what she tells Wesley.
With
She
the
doesn't want it to be
words.
violent. Yeah, she'll like, I'll just go in his brain and annoy him to death. Like,
But
Am I
the guys-
correct in that when she gets over to Sunnydale, her and Buffy never are like, look, we have matching angel bites. Like, I
No.
really wish that would have come up.
I only thought about this today, like watching it for the, I don't know, like dozenth time. I was like, oh yeah, like all through season 3, Faith was trying to get with Angel. She wanted everything that Buffy had, and it's like, oh, now she finally got it, and it's like actually it was her way of saving him.
yeah,
It's like it was a completely selfless thing, when in series 3 it was a completely selfish thing, and I love that.
yeah. The parallels there are really nice, and I do think this arc does, and I'm not a hater of Buffy season 7, but I think this arc does her better justice because there's just not room to give her a big arc when she comes back in Buffy season 7. We're already like in it. We don't have time to give her like,
You think her stuff is better than Angel?
yes, I do. Like character wise, I think she's cool on Buffy, but I think here we're like showing how far she's come. I don't know.
When I recommend this show to people, I always tell them to watch them together in release order and go back and forth, specifically because when you do get to 4 and 7, I think they need each other in a way that's special.
I think all of Faith's character development takes place on Angel, and yeah, by the time she gets to Buffy, and with them knowing that it's the final season of Buffy as well, it's like in the TV universe, obviously there's the comics and books and stuff, but in the TV universe, this is like Faith's final form when she gets in that car with Willow and drives off at the end of this episode.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense then. So like, I guess maybe it's just my enjoyment. I think I enjoy her more on Buffy because she does feel a little bit more settled in. And with this arc, like the character stuff is there more, but like it just keeps going, right? They never give her a break with it in these 3 episodes. They're always like, she's bad, she's bad, she's bad, she's never gonna be good, right? And we've already gotten past that, and so it drags a little bit for me. I don't know.
And also, like, there's nothing like watching Eliza Dushku spar with Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like, those characters together are like at their best.
Yeah.
Because that relationship is just so good to watch.
Well, that and on Buffy, they always give Faith more of those just normal moments, going out and slaying, just your casual sort of Faith moments, and you never really get that on Angel because she's not there long enough, right? It's always like anytime Faith gets in a fight on Angel, it's always like a big fight that means something, right? And sometimes I just want to see her, slay a vampire and not mean too much. It's not that deep.
And I guess like patrolling in LA is more rooftop jumping, and that would have been cool to see.
I would
her
take
do.
it.
Yeah.
They had the budget.
Yeah. So we go back to the hotel. I just have to point out this little moment that wait, two things. I don't know when Wesley asks her if she's okay and she says I kicked his ass and collapses. I'm like, why didn't she say 5 by 5 and collapse?
That was the next thing out of my mouth that I was gonna say. I literally was like, wait, my brain misremembered. I couldn't believe it.
I had like is it the Streisand effect or the Mandela? I had like a false memory of her saying it, and then I was like, wait, that's not what she says.
It's, I guess maybe because they had used it previously, like every episode,
I could see them being like, it gets a little ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
It's like Demogorgon fatigue.
But like for me, it's true. But for me, I'm like, all right, well, just cut it out of the previous episode and put it here. Like this
agreed.
The same way I love that when they jump out of that window, her and Wesley, and they land on the car, and she asks him if he's okay, and he says 5 by 5. Like, I think that's a really clever callback. This would have been maybe we just
think everybody should have
Faith
been saying 5 by 5 in this episode.
Although I do love, it's a trope that happens in these action shows a lot of someone being like, yeah, I showed him, and then like passing out, and it's like it's always a little bit funny.
Yeah, and it's like it's not like a beat we would normally get for Faith. So I like that.
Right.
My other note is I love when they get in the hotel and Lorne screams, Angelus is in the hotel, even though he's like clearly knocked out on the couch. Because that would be me. He then gives the exposition of like, it's Orpheus, an enchanted drug. She's in a coma. I do like when Connor recaps it to Cordy and she's like, a coma? Like she hasn't pulled that one before. There are very, very, very brief, because most of them I hate, moments of actual Cordelia writing in this episode like that, which like bummed me out because I'm like, man, I wish this was the real Cordelia getting to interact with Faith and Willow.
When it gets to the Cordelia and Willow scene, it bums me out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Totally. It's like heartbreaking. Especially because like Willow hates Faith, like she always has, and like I want that punchy. They have this history with her, and like a little snarky. And I love when Willow says like, "I know that again," and but it's like there's a falseness to it.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Because it would have been almost cute to see Willow and Cordy being petty together, like almost them like, oh, there she's doing this, like really like kind of annoyed, but like also Willow's like, well, I need her for the fight, so we're like kind of cool.
It's that thing where you fall into it when you see somebody that you knew,
an old friend,
when you're at school together, and you just fall back into the same like, oh my god, have you seen like who she's married?
Yeah, that kind of chatter would have been so.
Yeah,
so it's Jasmine.
But
kind
yeah,
of, sort of, maybe, I don't know.
So Connor is like recapping the situation to Cordelia, and there's a funny bit where he's like, "Oh, Cordelia, I'll always protect you," and she just says like, "Oh, that's sweet," but like, is Angel locked up? Like let's be real. And then the Oedipal stuff, the like female pedophile stuff, just gets like so much more like the subtext becomes text, where she says, I guess you can't even be loyal to our bed, let alone our little family, because she thinks he's like still impressed by Faith. And she's like shoving him against the wall. She's yelling at him. She's guilt tripping him. And it's like, oh my God, we're watching abuse happen. And it's like not even like there's a supernatural explanation, but that doesn't make me feel any better about it.
No, absolutely not.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. And like the fact that I know that, again, I mention this all the time. She is technically not that much older than him, technically. But like this feels like an adult, like
the way they write it feels like it's what makes it specifically feel like that, right? When she's calling him a teenager in these episodes and then calling him a daddy right after, it's just there's no other way to take that.
Yeah. And like, yeah, Philip, it's funny because right on this show where there's violence all the time, it's weird that pushing did stand out. Like I was like, ooh.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's when you see it's like in Becoming Part 2 where like Buffy shoves her mother. It's like, oh, like that's not like that's crossing a line.
Yeah,
when we see like our characters who are like supposed to be on the same side, when we see them, hitting or pushing each other, it's just like, oh no.
Yeah. I never liked Connor, but I that was like a brief moment where I was like, oh, I feel a little bad for him, like. Mm-hmm.
It felt like a cutscene from like American Horror Story or something.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
she's pregnant
Ryan
with the devil's
Murphy
child,
would.
and she's like fucking her son.
God, Jamie, you're right. He would love that. He'd be like, I got a great idea.
Ryan Murphy, like, what's your favorite season of the Buffyverse? He'd be like, Angel Season 4.
When the mommy fucks her son, it's great, isn't it?
Don't do it. We cannot.
So we go into Angelus's mind. I feel like I didn't appreciate this stuff as much when it first aired, but now I can appreciate it a little bit more because I remember just wanting more action from like if Angelus and Faith were together. But I do like annoyed Angelus having to see all this and just like how truly fucking annoyed and over it he is and how he can't stand, much like a lot of us, he can't stand Angel. So he's like, oh my God, I don't even want to watch this. And he's like, I'm in hell. This is hell. And like, I don't know. The wigs were wigging though, I will say.
But I appreciate that each flashback sequence was short.
Yes,
And so we were able to skip through them, and like the 1902 one, is it just he's like arriving in New York off the ship and that's all we see?
He's like grumpy.
I love that Faith takes a moment to call Angel's flashback self busted and smelly.
Yes. And what did she say? Like, that's not my vibe.
yeah. She's like, well, yeah, if we were in my spiritual hell, then everyone would be like well groomed. And like, I'm using those prison showers. I'm running them like the Navy.
She's like, I'm hot. My flashbacks will be hot.
I do like though in the scene, it's a really great character note for Faith where she thinks she's dying. And she's actually okay with that because as long as she's able to save Angel first the way he saved her, she thinks that she's done.
Yeah, I put that in my notes that I love her vibe of, well, I'm probably gonna die here, but it is what it is. Like that's her, right? Like she's kind of like, well, this is the thing I wanted to do. I will accomplish the thing I wanted to do. I'm good, and I don't think that's like a Faith chest puffy pretense. I think she
it's the reason she broke out of jail, right? Full circle. So
yeah, I love it. And it just, I really do appreciate this episode, the version of Faith we're getting way more now as an adult than I did when I first watched it, because I just wanted like a cool action. But then we got that on when she goes to Buffy.
Again, it's like the way that Cordelia reads as so much older on Angel. Faith always felt like an aged up version of Buffy, even though they're supposed to be like either the same age or she's supposed to be a tiny bit younger. She reads so much more mature in this arc, and obviously it's like the actors are a few years older, but also like this is like a much more rounded version of Faith, and I love that. On
Buffy, season 3, like she has carrying all this anger that it's very clear, like, that she carries into the first season of Angel. And I think that the most important thing about her is, like, she's let that go. And of course that makes you seem older because that's such a teenage thing. Like, you're an angsty teenage, you're alone, and you're a Slayer. You don't have what this other Slayer has. Like, it'd be crazy if she wasn't more mature after all that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you've just made me think of something, Jamie. Like, the Buffy and Faith arc is all about basically, like, two sisters who, like, can never get along. And Angelus being out of his mind in this episode is like he's being sat down and told what a good boy his brother is.
Yes, you're right.
That's accurate, yeah.
It's so funny. It's like on Preacher when Hitler's hell is just getting rejected from art school. Like it's the same kind of thing.
That's Hitler's hell on Preacher?
I believe so. It's been a long time since I watched it, but I think that's what it is.
That is kind of funny. We go in the hotel. Connor says they think he's all taking it personally, that he's taking it personally so they don't have to. And what they need to do is put Angelus down. And we get our entrance. I think it's a really good entrance for Willow. And she's like, I think you need a witch. And I'm like, oh, baby girl, you're here. You're here. And like we said at the top of this, it's wild that like having these two characters in this show elevates this season so much.
Truly, right? Like just visually, right? Like we were talking about this. We were talking about this on the last one. It's like it's so drab. This show is so fucking drab, and she seems to be just like glowing in the middle of everybody, right? Like your eye goes right to her.
It's like she's like almost like Morticia Addams in Addams Family, where she always has like the
little
yeah. She looks great. She looks better lit than everyone else.
She bought her own wardrobe and her own lighting rig from season 7 of Buffy.
Yes. She said, UPN comes with me. All right. We're doing UPN over here.
Yeah, Matt Van Dyne saw her right.
Yes. Yeah, he really did. So I love her meeting Connor. I just love seeing Willow interact with, like, I don't like Connor, but I like seeing her. She doesn't care what he's saying when he's like, actually, the name is Connor. And she's like, oh, the sneer is genetic. Okay. And just is like,
the line, you must be Angel's handsome yet androgynous son. Like, I just, here is the Buffy dialogue that we've been missing instantly. Yeah. Like, here is like the snap and the crackle and the pop. It's great.
The first humor I've heard on this season, period.
She calls Wes the Marlboro Man, which I love, and I barely remembered what that was. I was like, isn't that like a cowboy smoking? I don't know. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
I love Fred saying she's a yammerer from way back.
I have in my notes, gay, horny nerds.
Yes. And it also, like, I think it is not helped by the fact that, like, I don't think any of us are huge Kennedy fans. Like, I don't hate her. But,
I
like,
defend
it's
her,
just
but
like,
yes.
Like, yeah, I don't hate her, but, like, no one cares about that romance. And, like, it's like, this is so much better. This would be
There's just like an instant
better.
spark with this one. As soon as they talk to each other, there's instant chemistry, right? And the Kennedy one, while I don't hate Kennedy specifically, I just think that romance is so pushed on you. It's so forced in that.
So, I mean,
I understand the point because we want Willow to continue on, right? But like, here's our continue on. Look at it.
Yeah, and I mean, my defense of that relationship is always like, let Willow have hot sex at the end of the world, and like, but that's my biggest defense is like, Willow should be laid out. Good for her. But this is like, chemistry.
No one believes they're going to be endgame. Like, even if the series ends with them together, they're not living old together.
I had that argument with someone on Twitter like a while, I think when we were covering season 7, and I said that, and they were like, well, they are together at the end. And it's like, but that's still not endgame. They're together for like 5 episodes, 6 episodes. I feel like they break up later then, right?
They break up. I mean, they do in the comics, but
in the comics, isn't she banging some like mystical snake lady?
Yeah.
And Kennedy has like her own like section of Slayers,
she deserves it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I picture Willow with some like a late 40s, early 50s, like Berkeley professor who has a beautiful home in the hills in Ojai.
Yes.
This is like your fantasy, Phil.
Write it into the revival.
And I like when Wes asks her like a mystical call, bring her, and she's like, the call of Fred. Because I've seen this a lot. People, Jamie, I'm sure you see this all the time when people get so particular about shows, when it's like, well, these characters have never talked. It's like, yeah, but off screen they would. Like, sure, of course Fred knows, even if they haven't like hung out, Fred would know who Willow is, right? There's no way she wouldn't.
Yeah.
There's a group chat.
To the idea of like, of course these two people know who they are. Like, it's don't get me started.
Well, Robin and Charlie are on the roof, but they've never had dialogue together. Get a life.
That stuff does. But I saw someone in one of the Buffy Facebook groups say like, why is Tara at the hospital when Buffy's mom dies? She's never interacted with her mom. And it's like, do you know how human interaction works? Like,
oh my God.
That's crazy.
And they have interacted. We saw them interact.
Yeah.
So also, you think that episode? You think the episode would be better without that incredibly touching scene between Tara and Buffy?
I guess some people can really just watch the show and only, they can't fill in any in between week gaps.
There's this whole thing.
He's gonna get a nosebleed.
People think that like every line of dialogue and every scene has to progress the plot, and it's like, well, does the plot matter if you don't give a shit about the characters?
Right. Well, if you've got 8 episodes, it better,
Yeah.
So we've got 22 here. So,
Connor is very much like, I don't want her to see Cordy, but knows he can't press because even Wesley's like, no, Cordy wants to see her. This interaction, if you all recall, is basically the same interaction Buffy and Amy have in season 6 when she's de-ratted, when she's like, how have you been? A rat. You? Dead. Like, that's what this reminds me of. She's like, how have you been? Higher power. You? Ultimate evil, but I got better. And like, it's a bummer that that's charming, but this is not Cordelia.
Yeah.
Because I only watched this episode, I haven't rewatched the Faith arc. I was like, I'm sorry, Cordelia is lying up, propped in bed like she's in labor, and they are supposed to not know she's pregnant yet.
Thick comforter that she's hiding underneath. You know, she's cold. She's really cold in that hotel. It's a big place.
Let her stand up. Let her get up out of bed.
Like, she could have at least been holding a giant newspaper or something.
Anything. Does she?
It is wild because the show's reasoning is that she was shot in the leg with a crossbow arrow, as if like all of them haven't had that happen 5 times an episode. The last like run of the show.
I
like,
don't
all
know
of them
though.
get
If
stabbed.
I were like a little psychically inclined and I were bedridden, I probably would be spending all my time spying on everybody too, right? So it's maybe.
But they don't know that
work.
she's like if Willow's in that room because none of them have seen her. No one's been in that room, which. As a plot, I understand Charisma is very pregnant, so that's probably a huge part of it. She can't, understandably do a lot of like running around. But like the fact that we're just like every scene is her in that stupid room that probably stinks.
They couldn't have brought her down to the lobby at all. Like she's not allowed in the lobby.
Right, because like Charisma is not upstairs. That is a set. So it's not like, oh, well, she's on the second floor. She can't come. That is a set. She could move the bed to the lobby, like. But it is supposed to be for that ending. We get like I like that Willow gets the idea of how to do it from just her and Cordy talking. I do like that Cordelia's like, I'm really thirsty though. Can you get me that water? While she has the knife in her hand. She's like, all right, yeah, but my water.
She's ready.
So cartoonish that I actually do quite.
It was
enjoy.
good.
It's just like these are two people who have known each other since they were children.
Yes.
And for Willow to not notice that something isn't right when she's acting so fucking weird.
I don't know. Willow's got a lot going on right
Cordelia
now.
has been selected to be one of the traitors, and her behavior has changed.
She runs out of the room, and the knife hits the door.
It's very Chucky, right?
It is.
Like,
yes. Like I feel like Tiffany's doing that when like
Probably.
one of the kids is leaving a room. We get Lauren sending to Faith, which I do like the detail of. Then that's what her and Angelus hear.
It's such a tender moment that Lorne, again, because he's sort of in this like LA underworld, he knows what horrible things Faith's going to go through. And so he's just being incredibly caring for her. This woman that like, I think they've had like one scene together maybe. But like he's the one sort of like watching over her while she's in the bed and singing MacArthur Park, which is a gay classic.
Of course he is.
Faith is still really young, and I think that like Lauren is one of the few people acknowledging that. Like, how old is she? Right, she's 21, maybe 20. Like,
maybe,
like,
yeah.
And I think that like we're lucky to have Lauren's perspective on the show because we really desperately need him at all times.
He really does like most of the emotional labor.
Oh no, it's a reminder that he is basically the only character left with any empathy. It's a very because I've been it's been winter, it's been dark and depressing, so I've just been like rewatching a lot of 90s Star Trek, and it's a very Star Trek thing to have the character who is most like visibly alien and different behave in the most like fundamentally human way.
Yeah, you're right. It would be an Alien or Data. That was the one that was like, they've been playing those movies on AMC, I think. I've been watching them randomly, like through lunch, and then getting lost in like trivia polls of Star Trek. So we get them in the diner, and I don't know. I love a diner setting. I love them at the booth together.
Everybody's got a wig in this scene.
Everyone does.
They spared no expense.
And then I like that Angel in the memory changes it to Mandy, and I like that we know that's such a fun detail that we know Angel loves Barry Manilow for some reason.
Yeah. And then he went to the concerts, Angelus reveals here.
Yes. I'm very tickled by that. The idea of him sitting, I can't even imagine Angel sitting at any concert.
His one joy, like he's in the alley eating rats, but if Barry's in town, he's dressing up. He's going.
He's like sitting with our parents, Jamie, at a fucking Barry Manilow concert in Jersey, Atlantic City.
Angel doesn't stand during concerts. He sits.
No, no, no. He sits and like frowns slightly less. The frown goes to like a flat line, and that's him happy. Um, we get the like buzzing because Cordelia's trying to break through. That kind of goes nowhere. He does say he loves this part, and then we see the cashier get shot. Is the cashier's dead when Angel bites him, right?
Yeah, I was like, that guy's already dead. I think it's fine.
Right? I think it's fine.
Yeah, like it is like Faith says a little gross, but we're not living by Anne Rice rules. I think in this universe you can drink a dead person.
Yeah.
So like, it's not that like it's like as bad as Angel's gonna get. It was like it's not really that bad, and he
like,
knows the guy wasn't gonna live.
Right. I'd be like, sure, drink my blood. I'm gonna die. Go ahead.
It's when Angelus is like, oh my god, this is the lowest of the low. It's a little bit like the next scene where Wes and Willow are comparing how dark they went, and Wesley's like, well, I had a woman chained up in my wardrobe for a while with a bucket.
Yeah, Willow's like, no, that's really dark. Yeah, good for you, honey. Yeah, I mean, like, I say this whenever Zach and I talk about Yellow Jackets on My Bloody Judy. I'm like, no, there's no concerns about eating me, eat me. If I die in the mountains and we're stranded, I have no moral issues with anyone fucking eating me because I will provide sustenance.
Oh,
sure.
you know what? If we're stranded in the mountains with no chance of rescue, just kill me ananyway. Don't wait for me to die. Just kill me.
Yeah, I don't want to be out in the elements.
I'll be alive. Okay, so.
Yeah, he drinks him. There's, brooding about it. I do like the weird detail of like when we see Angel bite the cashier, Faith's bite starts bleeding.
Yeah, I would have loved like more sort of, surreal paranormal touches like that. It's like, oh yeah, they're in a flashback, but it's like a supernatural flashback.
Yeah, I like the vibe of that. Yeah, I think it would have been cooler if we got a little bit almost like in Restless, how they use the fact that the sets are connected to just walk into the next set. Like, this is in his mind, so we could do that like, oh, he goes to the bathroom in the diner, but walks through the restroom door, and then he's in a memory or something. I don't know.
Reminding me of Stranger Things.
This needed the Cheese Man. Why didn't the Cheese Man show up? That could have been a perfect opportunity.
I would have liked to see him. Wes and Willow, what is it? They're like talking, and I do like that he says, I think my sense of humor is trapped in a jar somewhere. And she said, it does seem like you've given into the grumpy side of the Force. Like, Philip, it really is what you said, that like the dialogue is immediately like, this is more fun. Willow, who also is just coming off of like a really bad thing.
I have this in my notes. So it's like, the woman she loved was murdered in front of her, and she is still a better hang than these guys.
Yeah. And she's coming from like a dark, like it's not like everything's worse in Sunnydale.
Right.
Things are bad in LA, but they're much worse in Sunnydale.
That is also a good point.
Like, but that does not stop her from being Willow.
Yeah. And I do think that's what Buffy always got really like had down pat, is like these characters are still themselves, even if Buffy, when she's depressed in season 6, like she still has Buffy quips, even though we see the like 1,000-yard stare that Saoirse Gellar does. We know she's depressed, but
at no point do you question she's depressed. They do it so just seamlessly between the humor and all of the, I don't know, all the darkness. And here it's just like so heavy, like so permeated in the show that it's just a slog to fucking get through.
So we said this to you last episode, Zach. Jamie can verify this. Jamie, don't they do a very big course correct next season on that?
Oh, I don't think I've ever been on this podcast without saying very loudly that Angel season 5 is my favorite season of television. Like, Buffy's my favorite show, but Angel season 5, there's nothing on earth I love more than that season. It is amazing.
It's like Buffyverse, the show, right?
It's worth getting through season 4, 100% to get to it.
I'm gonna have to like pick 2 episodes I can bully Zach to coming on for that are like top tier.
There's so many.
We get the like weird when Wes is like, any other changes? Okay. You lesbian?
I can't believe they keep getting mileage out of like people in LA not knowing Willow is gay, and I can't believe that it keeps being funny.
It's the era.
Yeah, it's very much is the era.
a part of me for a second was like, why doesn't she come out to him? And like, why would she come out to Wesley? Like,
No.
she doesn't need to do that.
She doesn't care.
And there's the air of the fact that they're together in real life. They like the audience. I feel like most of the audience knows that.
Yeah.
And it adds like a funny little layer to it.
No, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Because I do remember being like, oh, this is the first time I'm seeing these actors on screen since they they were married, right? Already, I think, or maybe just like together.
I think
I
they
can't
were
remember if they were married
engaged
yet.
at this point. I looked it up.
I remember just being like, oh, they're together now. That's funny. We haven't seen them on screen together. And that was like fun to watch.
Can we just take a moment? The fact that they're still together, like that feels rare. It's just real. They're so wholesome. I follow
they
her
spend all their
just
time
for
going to
their-
Taylor Swift concerts. They
Yeah,
have no
it's
other
so
issues.
cute.
And Dancing with the Stars. She's always
Like,
at a
it is-
taping of Dancing with the Stars.
They just seem so happy, and their daughters look just like the perfect combination of them.
Yeah.
It's like the cutest thing. I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of concerts, I think that if this was set now, Angel would have been going to the Eras tour and crying his eyes out.
I think you're right.
No, leave it alone. Don't do
I love the
it.
idea of like the Taylor Swift equivalent is Barry Manilow is really funny.
And he would be so
He'd be like, oh my
annoyed.
god, like Angelus, that was my Reputation era, but now I'm like, I'm really folklore, I'm really moody.
And he would be so annoyed by Swifties, but also
All
being
the
a
teenage
Swiftie.
girls around him,
Yeah.
and Angel is the one sitting on all black
Teenage
No
girls.
His
smile.
Swiftie bracelet.
with the bracelets.
Yeah. We get Lauren and Connor are watching over Faith. Wes comes in to check on her. Connor weirdly tells Wesley he did the right thing, which, okay, sure. He does. Willow says they're about to start and gets zapped by Cordelia's powers. I wanted to just talk about this. This always kind of bothered me, but now watching it, I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. Because up until this point on Buffy, Willow was like, I can't do a single thing of magic at all. I can't do any magic. I go evil if I do magic. And here she's doing a huge
she's like,
spell. Yeah.
Like
I'm-
full black eyes every time she opens up any little magic.
I don't remember what it's from. I feel like maybe it's the commentary of this episode or something. I don't remember if it was Joss or if it was Allison, but I remember specifically at the time them being like, this episode is so important for Willow because
She comes back
she
into her.
does the same spell, her first real big spell, and it gives her confidence back. And that's the importance of it. But also there is stuff happening before that's a little but I do like that idea that
Yes.
she's able to refresh and come back because it goes back to becoming.
That's what I was going to say, that I can now see this as she's getting her stuff back. But like you said, Jamie, there still is some stuff that doesn't quite line up in the beginning, but
I like that they even remind you in the dialogue it's the first spell she ever learned, and it's doing magic for the purest purpose of trying to bring Angel back, trying to save him. And so it's sort of I can understand that they had her do this big magical ordeal in LA, and then she goes back to Sunnydale with Faith, and she's ready now for whatever next comes.
and to give the show a little credit, because they had I still don't understand why the show had a bigger budget. I do not understand. They have a little bit of a bigger budget for a witch fight. I feel like on Buffy, we would have not gotten all this feels the most actiony with a spell that Willow gets. Because she's not just doing a thing for a thing. She's doing the spell while also fending off Cordelia's attacks.
And being thrown around the room, which is very cool. Yeah.
That feels very comic booky in a good way that I don't feel like we quite got from her on Buffy. I think her fight with Glory was the only time we really got something like that.
Well, season 6 we got a good bit of that, but I don't know. You save all your budget for that, those final fights. But this is I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice to see because I don't know, you want action with your magic and your.
And I like seeing Willow in this position of confident and again, I don't hate Buffy season 7, but I didn't always love that when Willow would try, it'd be oh, now she's crying. Oh, now she is crying that she can't do it. We don't get that at all here, which again is why it doesn't.
We don't have time for that.
But we don't.
And I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, That's the thing. It's like it's sort of, all through this season, the writers have been kind of spinning the wheels, waiting to get to the next part. And there was a lot of that in season 7 of Buffy, where they're like, well, we're not going to get to the next big bit yet. So like Willow has to kind of have like one arm tied behind her back. And then basically, at a certain point, that's just not going to work anymore, and this is that point, I guess.
Yeah. Jamie, what do you think of this? The witchy fight.
It's fun. It's we don't get a lot of action in this episode, so it is a fun little moment.
Yeah,
You want to go, Glenda? It's very relevant right now. That's nice.
Yeah,
I did like. I was like, oh, I like that.
And again, the dangers of this gang not keeping up with what's going on with Willow. It's like, well, she's the supreme now, haven't you heard? She's the most powerful witch on earth. when she sort of like lashes back magically against Cordelia, and Cordelia goes, "Oh, I bit my tongue."
It's so stupid, but I like it. Yeah, I feel like that is definitely because like charisma could not like get thrown into a wall at that point. So it's like, just like jerk your head back and you bite your tongue. I also kind of like that Connor is the reason it does. Like, Connor, incidentally, is the reason Willow achieves what she's trying to do, because he, like, barges in on Cordelia after we see that stupid floaty head.
Yes. Oh, yeah. So, he interrupts her, and that's what, like, allows the magical stone to smash the jar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sort of magical gobbledygook that doesn't really... It's like, we've got to conjure up this magical arrow to break the jar, to release the soul into the ether, to get it into the orb vessel. Yeah. And it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah. I kind of forgot. I was like, oh yeah, she got it. Like, I kind of thought breaking the jar, like, oh, it just goes back to him. And then I was like, oh, right.
But then there was more after that. Yeah. Right. So I got a little confused.
And it's like, we get the magical paperweight from season 2 again.
Yes. Cordelia then insists that Connor has to go kill Angelus.
Okay.
And this
another very funny cut in this episode when Fred says, "Do you ever think their relationship is a bit icky?" And it immediately goes to Cordelia saying, "You have to kill your father." Like, as if we're not getting the Oedipus references. Like, they are making it so clear.
But I'm glad someone is at least being like, kind of gross, right? Like,
somebody's noticing.
Yeah. And like, I know I do feel bad for Connor, but like, oh, you're so one note. Like, oh, now you're going to try to kill your father again for the 85th time. Sure. Fucking sure.
He's tried just about every episode. It's not working out.
Why is this time, like, it weighing on him a little more? Like, Is it because Cordelia's asking and a part of him knows that it's wrong because she wouldn't do that? Like, I think that's what it comes down to, is that he knows that Cordelia asking this there's something wrong, but he's not willing to admit that something's wrong.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, because she throws up the baby every chance she gets, right? She's like, you have to do it for your baby. Do you want our baby? Our baby's in danger.
I also like that, just so you know, she touches her stomach every time. They're like, make sure you pat the belly.
The stomach that only he can see somehow.
Yes. We see the flashback, and we get Angel versus Angelus, which I do like.
Is it the only time that we see them kind of interacting?
Uh-huh.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's the only time they have, like, on-screen time. I mean, also budget.
Sure. Yeah. It doesn't look terrible, considering it's like a split screen thing.
And because we're already, like, we already have the bad wig. So, like, that is the bad part. And then, like, sure, they're fighting.
Should have snatched the wig off.
Hollywood already had this on lock. Like, this was years after we had 2 Lindsay Lohans, like they knew what they were doing. I think that the Angels should have kissed, but, I wasn't in the writer's room, so missed opportunity.
As we all know, biting and fighting in the Buffyverse is always a metaphor for something else. When Buffy and Faith fight, they're really doing it. So...
The original heated rivalry.
I can't
Never
believe
been more accurate. Yes. Ian's already screenshotting his next post.
You're damn right.
I got you.
So we get them fighting. Jamie, I just love the idea. I'm picturing you in the writer's room. They're like, stop pitching them kissing. You're like, no, but this time
But
they're
what
not
if
together.
there's a reason for it? It's because of this.
That's how they bond back together. They have to kiss.
They said, let's do a punch instead. That'll work.
So Angelus and Angel are fighting, whatever. They like Willow's. I know it's like, well, duh, but I like that it is the Orb of Thessala in the little red thing in the like container, like exactly how we saw it in season. I don't know why I'm like kind of charmed by the fact that it is exactly like it looked.
It's like Sabrina kept saying last week. It's like, oh, remember when things were good? Remember all these things you liked from the other show?
It really is. Connor knocks his gun out, which is rude, and goes to kill Angel. And I do like, so we get, what is it? Angelus calls Angel a dog, and I do like Faith saying, arf, arf, psycho, and like, she gets to like kick ass. I love her kicking Connor's ass. That is like very gratifying to watch and feel.
We've all been waiting all season for this.
Yes. I'm just like, yes, please kick his ass. Please kick his ass.
Well, we get that important moment between Angel and Faith in the dream first, where he's like, oh, you thought that you could sacrifice yourself and you'd be done, but like, no, you have to keep going.
Yeah.
And again, that's Faith's whole story, like right there.
Your ultimate purpose is to kick Connor's ass, and then you can die.
Yeah, now go beat up my son. And I love the line, break me off a switch, son, there's about to be a whooping.
God. So then we get our epilogue, which is very cute. I love all of the goodbyes. I love Faith and Angel, and I like Faith, which tracks for her, being like, all right, we're not gonna hug, like, don't be weird. Very Zach. And then they like go inside. Connor, I didn't remember this. He says he fucked, like he mentions that he like messed up. And I was like, Connor admitting he was wrong? Impressive. I like Faith and Gunn being so cool. I feel like they could have gotten some, like the way him and Gwen have good chemistry, and we see that next episode again.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have had like a cool, them being badasses together. We get Fred. I'm very charmed by, she's like, oh, I have this book on the Hellmouth. And Willow says, I'm seeing someone. And Fred is like fully like, what?
I do, in my mind, like, this to me is actual confirmation that Fred is bi. Like, I claim her as one of us, no question. It's like, this is like, because she does seem a little like, bummed about it. Like, just a little bit bummed that Willow's taken.
You could read it as that she's like, oh, wait, what? You thought I was flirting and it being taken aback? Or it's like, oh, like this really hot, cool, like genius witch. Like, she's been like following her around like a puppy all episode.
She has been. That is true. I just love all of this. This is like the Buffy shit that I love. I love seeing them all. I don't know. I'm very charmed by Willow just like hugging him, because Angel's not a hugger, and I like her just hugging him, and I don't know why. What is wrong with me? But the way she like sweetly looks up at him and is like, I'll tell Buffy to say hey. I'm like, why am I emotional?
I love everything about this big goodbye scene until Cordelia fucking Chase.
It is such a damper on this really good ending. We get like this like cool end, and then out comes and the outfit is fucking stupid and ridiculous.
It's so insane.
I love it. It's my outfit pick. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. It's so silly, but that's why I like it.
It's giving like professional boudoir pregnancy photo shoot.
It is.
It's ridiculous. But it's like she put this on of like, this is how I'm gonna make this bigger. The necklace, the whole thing. I'm like, work.
She was bored in that room.
Silly.
She had nothing else to do but go through her closet and decide what the reveal was gonna look like.
It's like, we gotta have a reveal. What's the outfit?
She's like practicing.
It also led to the most ridiculous action figure I've ever built for these photos.
Wait, turn it to the side. Turn it to the side.
Yes, I'm obsessed.
Oh my god. No, it's taking me back to the Pylea arc. It's like a costume from Xena.
Yes, it really is. And so I don't know if Philip or Jamie, you remember watching this, but I remember watching it live thinking not only was this a pregnancy reveal, but that it was like her villain reveal, because that's a villain outfit.
Yeah, and the way that she's like, oh, you don't speak too soon, like the worst is yet to come, and it's like it's such a cheat of a cliffhanger that this is not the villain reveal. And
Yeah,
the villain
Zach.
reveal falls so flat because it's like the
Yes.
magic 8-ball or something.
Yep. Yeah,
Well,
Zach,
if somebody
she's not a
shows up
villain.
on Charmed wearing something like that, you know they've been turned to the dark side.
Actually, isn't that kind of like her Charmed outfit?
It actually,
there's a lot
it
of-
might be the
Yeah, now that
outfit
you say
if we
that,
just
yeah.
compare them.
There's a lot of belly and sari going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, imagine costuming being like, well, we're gonna do a midriff. Not too much of him, but it's gotta fit a pregnancy. I just
Yeah,
am
but
like
the thing is
costuming
that just like frustrates me so much is that so charisma lets them know she's pregnant, right? And so they've got to like rework however they need to rework it. But they also say, well, from here out, everything is going to be baby. Touching belly, you have to be able to see the baby bump. You have to be, this is baby. Your dialogue's going to be all baby. There's nothing but baby in anything that she has now. So,
Yep. Yeah, but Zach, isn't that crazy to you watching this? Like next episode, it's not like, oh, she's the villain. They're just like, oh, she's pregnant, and that's all this reveal was supposed to be.
nobody questioned it. Fred probably did, but she didn't speak up because she's shy.
Fred was too busy thinking about Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
Fred's like, I don't know what she's talking about, but man, that hot witch left. God damn it. So a little trivia for this episode. This is the first occasion Angel and Angelus interact. This episode, the crossover embargo between WB and UPN was finally lifted. They negotiated having both actors on both. The actor who played the robber in the 70s flashback as Eliza Dushku's brother, Nate. Allison.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
Fact.
he's very cute, and he shows up in Dollhouse, I believe.
Yes. Allison Hannigan had to shoot her scenes in 2 days because she was working on Buffy at the same time she was filming the last American Pie movie and this, which is a lot all at
exhausted.
once. Yeah.
Bank account
It wouldn't
full,
have
though.
been the last one. It would have been the third one.
Was it her last
Just
one?
to clarify.
Yeah.
No,
It was,
she's
the
in 4.
fourth one. She's in the fourth one.
I thought she was
Yeah.
only in 3. That's true. She
No,
did
the
do
fourth one is good. I'm just gonna say it. I stand by it.
I
for the
like it.
record.
I remember
I like
not
the fourth
liking
one.
the third one, but I don't think
The
I
third
saw
one's the worst of the 4, in my personal opinion. Let's start an American Pie podcast. I'm ready.
The fight scene between Angel and Angelus took 2 days to film, and they did it with a split screen. And Willow's appearance is a reaction to the phone call they get on Buffy in Lies My Parents Told Me, which aired 6 days behind because of the Iraq War. It delayed the episodes.
I didn't know that. It drives me crazy that these are. I tell people always, I'm like, okay, watch them by release date. Except when you get to season 4 and 7, call me and I'll tell you the right order.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
always what I
Yeah.
tell people.
As
I
we all
didn't know it was
know.
because of the war. That's so
As we all know, season 7 of Buffy is about the Iraq War.
So
Everyone is just getting renditioned to Buffy's house.
So now that we're at the end, favorite outfit, Jamie. I think we're all gonna pick the same one.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I like the pregnant outfit. I think the pregnancy outfit is so ridiculous. I love it. I am here for how insane it is because I think most of the outfits on the show are boring, and this one is not boring.
But where did she source this from?
She cut up a shirt with some fabric scissors.
I wonder if she, like me, cut twisty ties that were black to use as the tassels on her shirt.
Oh, I bet she used drapes from one of the hotel
That's
rooms
true.
to make the little fringy bits.
Like Julie Andrewsing it.
She magics little mice to make the dress for her. Philip?
I think Willow's outfit because, as Zach said, she's just glowing. I love the sort of the way that it's again. It's all the outfits from season 7 of Buffy from when you and I interviewed Matt Van Dyne. He said, and I agree, those outfits really still look quite timeless.
I agree. Yeah, I was thinking of that, Philip.
Yeah, I love that jacket.
That was specifically what he said about the way he dressed the women because he wanted it to be like that. And I do think, I know people feel polarized on season 7's fashion. This is an outfit that would still look
I
cute.
truly don't understand how.
Yeah.
But that'll be my pick as well. It's Willow. So.
And mine too. Yeah, I think she looks great. I even made a figure of that one, but it's not as ridiculous as pregnant Cordelia. Favorite scene, Philip?
Okay, I have 2 moments that I just want to shout out before I get to my favorite scene. The first one is "Pound snow, you mook," from the 1920s. This sort of the Bugsy Malone style flashback.
I thought you were going to say Bugs Bunny because also that.
Well, very that. And a tiny a detail that I'd never noticed before. When Angel is walking into the diner and a man and woman are coming out of the bathroom, the guy is like rubbing his nose. It's like, oh, they were fully doing blow in there. I love that.
Yes! I clocked that this time as
I didn't
well.
notice that.
Yes!
But my favorite scene has to be Faith beating the shit out of Connor in the basement.
Fair. Jamie?
Obviously, it's Willow and Fred interacting specifically at the end. I mean, come on.
Zach?
Willow magic fight, you know? I think it's cool to see her anytime she gets to do any of that, so.
It is. I think for me, it's the entirety of the goodbye, because I just love it so much, but a close second is Faith kicking Connor's ass, because I do love that. What grade do we give this episode, Zachary?
Fucking C. Sure. Too much Angel for me in the Angel TV show.
Jamie.
Honestly, I'm sorry. It's an A-, and the minus just comes from Connor and Cordelia's bullshit, but like it has to be an A. I love this episode. I love everything else that happens in this episode. I can't help it. I'm not even like I like Jasmine. I just don't like how we got to Jasmine. I hate I hate all that, but once we get to her, I like her as a villain. I think she's a cool villain. It's just the fucking build-up.
You had such a good, was it Blue Sky or Threads post where you just had the picture of Jasmine with everyone worshiping her, saying Pluribus? That was...
Yeah, it's like Pluribus.
Philip.
B+, because same as Jamie. I love all of the Willow stuff. She is just like a breath of fresh air. I love this coda to Angel and Faith's sort of journey together. I love that it's like a reaffirmation of the themes of the show. I hate the actual plot.
Yeah, I do A- for the same reasons Jamie and Philip said. Because, I said this in season 3, but it wasn't as severe. But every time we cut to like Holtz and Justine, it stopped the episode dead. And I was like, this is boring. I don't need any of this. That's how I feel about Connor and Cordelia, where it's like, we should just skip literally all of this because we do the same thing every episode with them. So like, I can fill in the blanks. But, thank you all for joining me. Zachary, thank you for doing this Faith arc with us and coming
Faith
back on.
anytime.
If you like Slayerfest 98, you can find us on all social media platforms at SlayerFestX98. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. You can watch a video recording because all our recordings are video recording on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. Give us a good rating. It helps get the podcast out there. We have a Patreon. We're going through every episode of Buffy as it turns 25. We are also going to be currently going through Heated Rivalry, so make sure to tune into that. If you want to follow me, I'm at ENX Carlos. Philip, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Philip Ellis. That's Philip with 1 L, Ellis with 2. And you can find me in the basement smacking the shit out of Connor.
I think I wrote that fanfic. Zachary, where can everyone find you?
Oh goodness. I have a horror podcast with Ian, and if you search My Bloody Judy, by the time this one's out, we should have 28 years later the Bone Temple out. So go listen to that. That's fun.
No, I don't think so, because this comes out in like 2 days.
It will be.
Okay. Jamie, where can everyone find you and your podcast?
At Jamie Jirak on Instagram and Letterboxd. My podcasts are Phase Hero, and my other is Love in the Time of Hydra, which Ian has been on many times, where we go through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But right now, because S.H.I.E.L.D. is on hiatus till March, we are doing Agent Carter on our Patreon, and it's only $1 a month, so check it out.
I meant to tell you.
Pod.
I meant to text you to yell at you because rude, you haven't had me on for that because I love her so much.
I'm going to. You're getting a text within the next month. Don't worry.
Peggy Carter is like one of my favorites from Marvel.
You're on the list.
All right, everyone. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.